Sorry about that. I don't know what the problem was. You return to the applications have open. Okay. Whatever. Cool, Dom. Today's life story. That's a good question, and I should have thought about it before doing the video, but I didn't, so. What is it? Sorry, my recliner's really loud. How about the time that I crashed my dirt bike into my fence? I was like 11 years old. Okay, so Grandpa gets me and Kirky dirt bikes, and now Kirky's my cousin. And those of you, I'll say it again, if you don't know who Kirky is, it's Kirkland, 2017. He gets us dirt bikes for my 13th or 14th birthday, and Kirk's 12th, or just gets us both dirt bikes, whatever. And, anyways, we both get them, and we take them down to Texas, where my grandpa had been living for like a period of 2 weeks during spring break, whatever. Accuracy's terrible. We rode them all week. We stood there from like Tuesday to Tuesday. Had nothing but, like, you know, ice cream, Sunday Pop-Tarts for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because that's the way we... God, what? That's the way we wanted to roll, so why not? Hang on. I'm trying to focus. That guy is going off. He's 9-0. Someone needs to kill him. Where's he at? Let me find that guy and kill him first. That wasn't the guy. Story is, if I get freaking too sidetracked, we get back from Texas, where, like I said, he was at, and God, I'm just rambling now. Anyways, no getting sidetracked from here on. We get back from Texas, and Turkey actually takes dirt bike riding to, like, as professionally, like, competitive. Like, he was racing at all the dirt bike tracks that were located around his house. He was actually really good. I would just ride it for fun, you know, not really take anything of it. But, we were riding out in the field that my grandpa owned, and it's got, like, I can remember it because it was a long time ago. It was, we're getting seriously destroyed here. It was, okay, it's not really too small. It's actually fair size, a few acres. But, the spot we wanted to go to was, it was only, like, indention part of the ground that there was in the field. So, it started like a really, like, what's the word opposite of steep? Like, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. You know, like steep hill, but like not steep. Oh boy, I'm doing awful. Anyway, a shallow, that's what it is. It's, oh my gosh, not steep. It wasn't steep. But it, like, went down, took a dip that was steep. Like, you could actually ramp off if you were going fast enough. Well, at the bottom of that, there was, it wasn't barbed wire, it was a razor wire fence for us to keep us cows in, whatever. Anyway, we were racing back and forth all day until we ran out of gas. So we kept going, and how did that get me? Whatever. anyways, like, oh, I'm trying to think of the details. We were, it was like the third day. I think we were on summer break. Well, we wouldn't. It was this is from a long ways away from a long ways after the trip that we took to where we got him. That was somewhere in like March, whatever. Anyways, this is like July that we get he's at my house and he's down there for like a week, whatever. Because that's the one place where he can really ride, because he lived in the city and I lived out in the country. Anyways, we were riding, we were trying to see if we can get to the bottom of the hill fast enough, but I guess we overlooked how much distance it took to stop until you reach the razor wire. He realizes this and slows down. I'm like, oh yeah, I won, woo. Unfortunately, I didn't see that I was already at the bottom of the hill going towards the razor wire. And now I realize I could have turned and slid the bike down to where it really scratched my leg up, but I wouldn't have hit the razor wire. Or I could have, done something else. But anyways, I went right into the razor wire, and I was wearing shorts. I could have worn jeans, and it would have, negated some of the injury that I received. Anyways, my leg slipped off of my foot slipped off the, the metal kind of footrest that goes on the side of the brake. So I tried to hit the brake, that didn't work. I wasn't really familiar with the front brake. I would have hit that too and started to slow myself down. But I hit the brake that wasn't on the front. It was like it was on the side of the accelerator or whatever, or the side of the, I don't know what it's called. It was a long time ago. But we got that, and like my leg slipped off, and it went right into the razor wire. Ended up like slicing like down to the bone. And yeah, it was painful. I had to get like 20 stitches, and that doesn't seem like a lot now, but when you're like 13 years old and you get 13 stitches in your leg because you're a dumbass, it sucks. And of course, as soon as my freaking combat focus goes away, all these people come out of nowhere. Yeah, I had to go to the hospital. And it wasn't fun. It really wasn't fun. And yeah, it wasn't pleasant, really. It sucked. I don't think I've rode my dirt bike for another, well, after I recovered, I don't think I rode my dirt bike for like a good few weeks after that. Yeah, it sucked. I think from now on, I'll start doing these stories during the zombies game. That way there's a lot less, things that I need to worry about while I'm playing, like where those guys are at, that grenade's too close, whatever, I'm running out of bullets. When it's just zombies, it's just run circles and kill zombies, really. Yeah, I need to stop throwing those. Yeah. That's how I actually got my first set of stitches, was being a dumbass and slashed my leg open on a fucking razor wire fence. Yeah. Wet blanket. Don't save you, friend. Yeah, it sucked, man. You should have seen Kirky's face. He's like, "Oh my god, your leg, dude!" And it took me like it was the shock, adrenaline, and it was something. But like, I didn't even know. I didn't feel it. I ran to the ridge where I was like, oh man, that sucks. My dirt bike's probably messed up, which it was. It was fairly messed up.
HCXD available.
But I didn't feel the pain until I looked down at my leg and saw the blood like filling up my new freaking Jordans that recently came out. Brand new pair of Jordans, first off the shelf, and they're ruined. Yeah, and it sucked. It really did. But like I said, man, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it until I looked down, because Matt was just looking at my leg. I was like, "What are you looking at, dude? Stop it! You're freaking me out." And he's like, "Dude, your leg, your leg, your leg." I was like, "What do you mean?" I looked down, blood everywhere. I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm not ashamed to say, dude, I freaking bawled my eyes out. 13 years old, and your legs like down to the bone. You can see there's freaking flesh hanging out. Ooh, it sucked. Grandpa and grandma, mom and dad hopped the fence like freaking track stars on the freaking Daytona 500. They ran out there. I was at the hospital. They got stitched up, and I was laid up in bed, couch for like 2 more weeks. And then, like a few months after that, I got a second set of stitches because I was playing kickball at my school, and I decided to wear my glasses while I was doing that. I don't wear them now. I can, or I should, but I don't. But that sliced just like a good dash right above my right eye. Almost took my eye out, but thank God it didn't. Otherwise, I'd be a freaking pirate for the rest of my life. That would suck. That really wasn't that bad. I mean, it didn't really hurt that bad. Well, it did, but I actually didn't cry on that one. I was just like, okay, my leg hurt. This doesn't really hurt as bad. It's fine. But then she said, it's like, you're gonna have to get stitches. I was like, what, again? She's like, yeah, again. Wait, what do you mean again? I was like, I got it on my leg too, and I got this like gnarly scar on my leg now. I've had it for a long time, but like it's like you can feel the muscle, and then once you go over where the scar is, there's no muscle or meat there at all. It just kind of goes down, and then you can feel the bone, and then back up. It sucks. Yeah. To be honest, I should have used like some butterfly stuff, whatever the band-aids that like lower the scar tissue down. I don't know. It looks weird, but yeah, that was my first and second experience getting stitches. First one kind of sucked. It actually sucked a lot. The second one wasn't that bad. At school, blood everywhere. Just walked to the nurse, had it fixed out, and then went to the doctor that day. And that one, I could do whatever I wanted and just had to be careful. That wasn't that bad. I haven't broken anything. Ever. I've dislocated a few things, sprained a few things, pulled a few things, but I've never broken anything. I'm like the only one in my family who hasn't broken something. I think. I don't know if Kirky's broken anything or not. I think he broke his hand in wrestling. I don't know. But yeah. First and second experience with stitches sucked the first time. Really wasn't that bad, but still sucked the second time. Haven't broken anything. Any more life stories that come to mind during that period of time? I never did get back my Jordans. They're probably still out there to this day, buried in freaking dirt, covered in blood. Or old blood. Yeah, that's that life story. I think the next love story I'm gonna do would be, what will that be? I don't know what it's gonna be, actually. A lot of these are really hard to remember because they're from so long ago. Any recent ones with me and Kirky in it, or me and FFDP, Um, no, there's really not anything recently that I think of right now that comes to mind. So, 15-minute video. Uh, yeah. Um, I'm just really trying to think of another story. I don't really want to end it here because I only got, 16 minutes of recording. I think after this, I'm gonna make a Horizon Direct video game. If my internet holds out, I can record finally. Uh, I'm trying to think of one with Braxton in it, or FFDP. He has a lot of funny ones. Oh, he's got some dumb stuff that's happened to him. The time that me and FFDP, no, me and Kirky, oh, this is a funny one. Okay, so the summer previous to my dirt bike accident, which was like the summer of, oh god, what was it? Summer of 11? No, earlier than that. I don't even know the exact year. It was whenever I was 13, so whatever that is, translated to. Me and Kirky were at my grandpa's house, because that's where they lived previous. My grandparents lived in Walnut Grove, which is next to Springfield, Missouri, Willard, in the area. They lived in Walnut Grove, and then they moved to Texas, and we moved into their old house. And then we moved into Willard. My grandparents stayed in Texas, and now they live in Cassville, somewhere by Arkansas. And that house is just sitting there. But the summer previous to my dirt bike accident, he had cows, he had horses, he had one bull. It was white. Weird. He looked like a cow. His name's Ram Tough, and no, retarded sometimes. But me and Matt. Just a disclaimer before I say the story. YouTube, we're not smart people. We haven't been. We've kind of wised up now, but we look back on this and laugh because it's hilarious that we could have seriously gotten hurt. We'd go to Ram Tough's cage whenever Grandpa and Grandma and Mom and Dad were inside, whatever. And we weren't supervised or anything because we were trustworthy kids. And now I look back on it, it was a big mistake to trust us with that. we went into the arena, which was like a circle holding area. It was like, if you think of like horse shows and where they're up and get the kind of dirt, whatever, they look like that. And you had like a shed type thing that had the horses and stuff in it, and the feed, whatever. You had the shed. You had the horse pens to the left. You had fields to the right. You had a driveway path to the front where the water barrels were for the horses and bulls and whatever. And then you had like you had a big open pasture to the right. And then further back you had the two sheds that had the feed in it, which they're really, really old. Like, oh gosh, I want to think of the year, but it's slipped my mind. But behind all that, you had the dirt bike accident area where, it goes down a little bit, and then you go into the razor wire, and goes into my grandpa's next little plot of land. And it's just big open area, whatever. But we went into the pens where Ram Tough, I'm trying to think of it. There was a pin behind the pin, but in between the pin or the arena and the dirt bike area, whatever. There was a smaller one back there off to the side where the what's it called? Where you held the bulls and horses at, where they slept at. He was in the smaller arena behind the bigger one, and me and Matt would go up to the gate and we'd look at it, and he was an aggressive bull. And we'd peek through, and he'd like rush up the gate and slam into the gate, and we'd move back out of the way so he couldn't get out. That's the first mistake, YouTube. Don't ever freaking do that. Because I'm not condoning this at all. Because one time the bull may actually get to the fence, and then you are absolutely just screwed. You are effed if he gets out. You can run, you can dodge it, whatever, I don't care, but eventually he's going to get you and you're going to die. We didn't die, obviously. But I had the brilliant idea one time of sitting on the gate, overlooking him. He wasn't paying attention to us. We were just watching because, it's cool watching animals like that when you're young like that. And Matt says, he says out of nowhere, he's like, I bet you won't run across that arena to get to the other gate on the other side, which it's a good 50 feet across. No, that's dumb. It's okay. So I'm trying to think of it. The big arena was like 100 yards across. This one was smaller than that, like 50 yards. He's like, I bet you can't run to the gate on the other side, which is parallel to where we were sitting at. There's 2 gates on it that led to the feed area, the bigger pasture, and it wraps around, whatever. And I was like, you'll do it. And he's like, no, how about you won't do it? I asked you first. I was like, okay, if I do it, then you'll do it. And he's like, alright, whatever. And I was going to wait until the bull was, preoccupied with eating or, off walking to the far side so I could just run across really fast. Well, I jumped down off the gate and landed inside of the arena. And Matt's like, come on, do it. And he, climbs back down the other side to where he's not in the arena, but he's watching. And I inch out a little bit, and I see Ramtup over there. And he's, mine doesn't, I get about almost to the halfway mark when he turns around and looks at me. I just freeze. I was like, this should be my second clue. It's like, okay, turn back around, get out, whatever. Bull charges the fence, and it won't. It'll stop it, whatever, like it always does. Matt's looking at me, he's like, come on, you're good. And I was like, okay, whatever, I can do this. I get about halfway, and Ramtup takes a step forward. I was like, okay, whatever. Now these fences or these gates are, like, I can easily fit. I can dive through them. I was really, really good at doing that. When the bulls were in them, we'd run across there and see who could dive through the fence, from the farthest distance away. Until Matt tried to do it from like 5 feet away and ran and dove into the gate and like chipped a few of his teeth and like blackened his eye. Moron. But I get about halfway and I start, taking steps towards the far gate. I was confident, and then Ramtup like lunges at me, and I just take off. He's chasing me. I'm about 3/4 to the gate when Matt yells out from the other side of the ring. He's like, he's right behind you! Run! And I was like, oh shit. So he ran through, I dove through, and he hits the gate literally a few seconds like after I get through the gate. It's just bam, loud bang. I'm through it. I'm like breathing hard. Matt running around the sides like, dude, you did it. I was like, your turn. He's like, F that. And I was like, what? That's one of the secrets I've never told anybody else. My grandpa doesn't know to this day. I'm sure if he would have found out, oh man, I don't even know what he'd do. It was bad. I could have easily died that day, easily. But if that wasn't enough to determine if I'm ever doing that again, we'd still go sit by the gate and mess with Ramtup all day. It's just fun. Really, kids are dumb sometimes. I was really dumb. He was dumb. He never did it though. He never ran through the arena with Ramtup was in there. And right now, back then I thought, I was like, oh man, he'll never do it, whatever, it's not fair. I think back now, I was like, man, I'm actually glad he didn't do that, because he could die, and then you wouldn't have Kirky sometimes in these videos, and then that'd be sad. But, life stories with Fel went from, crashing my dirt bike to almost dying again, getting chased by a bull with turkey agony. I was like, come on, you can do it, don't stop. Yeah. That was something. I'll have some more life stories next time. It won't be such a long pause. Oh, man. Yeah. Anyway, guys, if you've enjoyed the life stories, this is going to be a new series. Probably do one every few weeks. Takes me that long to friggin' think of them. The COD comedy thing I still want to do with FFDP, but, you know, he's never on anymore because seeing how... No, I can't say that story. That's another story for another day. I might do that with another video in the future, just a commentary or whatever. But if you like the video and you look forward to more Black Ops 3 videos and you're new, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and stay tuned for some more Black Ops 3 videos in the future that I just said twice for some reason, so it doesn't matter. Peace out, guys.